So, David, you're ready? You're feeling excited? The judges are ready, so they're going to come along. And as soon as they feel settled and as soon as you feel ready, just let's go. It's your time, so good luck. Buena suerte.
Gracias. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hello. ¿Qué tal? Are you ready, judges? Are you ready? 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 Fantastic. Music, please. Time. Have you ever imagined reusing coffee processing byproducts and create a beverage that pays homage to the coffee value chain out of them? Well, you will be surprised. Please follow my presentation along with the information in the cards located on your left side. I brought for you the yellow Catuay coffee, produced by my dear friends the Ureña Jimenez family from Finca La Chumeca in Tarrazú, Costa Rica, at 1,700 meters above sea level. This altitude allows slow ripening of the coffee cherry, obtaining 25-degree bricks during its harvesting last December, guaranteeing a coffee with a lot of sugar concentration, which was given the Poncha 777 process. This amazing process created by Martin Ureña consists on a first aerobic fermentation, in which the coffee cherries are placed inside sacks for 3 days until getting a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, accelerating the fermentation process and sugar absorption to give us a clean cup with bright acidity and complex flavors. Then it goes through a second anaerobic fermentation inside airtight fermentation tanks where carbon dioxide is produced, which allows the yeast to slowly consume the sugar from the coffee cherries. And from the coffee cherries dehydration inside these fermentation tanks, we obtain a juice from the mucilage, which is constantly measured until getting 4 pH level and 16 degrees Brix, having the necessary lactic acid development to obtain a bigger body and sweetness with fruity flavors, resulting from this to a fermentation highly balanced coffee. At this point, I had finished extracting my espressos for my signature beverage, so I will let them cool down for aeration to develop floral flavor notes. Once fermented, the coffee was dried in African raised beds for 18 days. This resulted in a bean with 11% moisture content and 0.57 water activity. All these aspects guarantee the preservation of all its sensory attributes. For all the espressos of my presentation, I will use 22 grams in and 40 grams out with an espresso machine temperature of 93 degrees Celsius. This way, I will get a 21% TDS extraction gel, a balanced espresso that combines the sweetness of tropical fruits and the acidity of fleshy fruits. Judges, now I will ask you to write this down, please. In my espresso, you will find medium sweetness, medium high acidity, medium low bitterness, and medium weight. With silky texture, you will taste passion fruit, peach with silky finish to plum. Please, first evaluate the crema, and then stir your espressos 10 times with a spoon. But don't drink them yet, please wait until I tell you to do so. Judges, do you remember the juice from the mucilage in the anaerobic fermentation? Well, at the finca, this byproduct is reduced for 5 hours at 85 degrees Celsius, obtaining a very sweet concentrated liquid rich in nutrients and sugars by acidity, to which I will call coffee cherry honey. This will be fundamental for my signature beverage preparation. The concentration of sugars and nutrients in my coffee cherry honey encouraged me to use the freeze concentration technique for my milk beverage category. The seconds elapsed contributed to the aeration of your espressos so that you were able to sense and discover the flavors underlying more clearly. Now you can go ahead and drink your espressos, please. Enjoy them. Freeze concentration is a technique that consists of removing water content from a liquid product through freezing and softening. For this process, I froze 1 liter of whole milk for 24 hours. Afterwards, I defrosted it to obtain just 500 milliliters of concentrated milk. To demonstrate this, I will use 2 graduated cylinders. One of them will have whole milk and the other freeze concentrated milk. Then, I will immerse the lactoenzymator inside each tube simultaneously. In your milk beverages, you will taste butter cookies, blueberry yogurt, and macadamia nuts. The texture is creamy with enveloping muffin. Please enjoy. I steam my milk to 60 Celsius degrees, using a 1:2 ratio of espresso and milk respectively. This way I aim to highlight the tasting notes of butter cookies and macadamia nuts in my milk beverages. Please enjoy. In the roasting process, my coffee had a first crack time at 8 minutes 30 seconds with a 19% development time ratio. This enabled the necessary degradation of organic acids to preserve and highlight enzymatic attributes. Please enjoy. The enveloping mouthfeel of this meal is due to the cow's diet, consisting of barley grains steeped in lactic acid, which helps to increase the ratio of lipids to proteins in the cow's milk production. This contributed to mouthfeel and a more stable form. Please enjoy. While you are enjoying your meal beverages, I will set out everything I need for the preparation of my signature drink. Judges, we had finally arrived to the part where everything comes together. For my signature beverage, I got inspired by the reusing of byproducts and three important characters related to each one of these byproducts. To explain this, I will represent the preparation of my signature beverage key ingredient. By the farmer, I use 140 grams of dry cascara, considering coffee hash is obtained during the Poncha 777 process. The hash provides the carbohydrates that will add flavor to my beverage. Also, by the roaster, I use 30 grams of chaff, the coffee syrup skin that detaches from the bean during the endothermic stage of roasting. This contains a high percentage of chlorogenic acid, fundamental for body and weight. Finally, by the barista, I use 70 grams coffee packs, which are obtained after each extraction on an espresso machine. This boosts sweetness due to its high content of potassium, fosters the breakdown efficient use of carbohydrates. I incorporate these three byproducts considering they are from the same origin as the coffee of my espressos. The only way I go to integrate them harmoniously while creating a unique flavor was making a kombucha, which are prepared as follows. First, I mix them with 4 liters of water with 6.9 pH level and proceed to infuse them for 24 hours at 5 degrees Celsius to obtain a greater extraction of the compounds of each byproduct. Then, I strained it inside a glass jar in which I added 100 grams of white sugar and SCOBY, which is a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. As the yeast feeds on the sugar, it produces carbon dioxide to create a sparkling beverage, and the lactic bacteria that comprises 30% of the culture will achieve a 4 pH level, which enables its fermentation for 4 days to develop bright acidity. Judges, now I will start with my signature drink preparation. With my 4 espressos inside this glass beaker, I will also use 8 milliliters of my coffee cherry honey to sweet and sour flavor to my signature drink. Then, I will pour 80 milliliters of my kombucha, made out of dry cascara, chaff, and coffee packs, which will bring malic acidity to my beverage. For a homogeneous mixture of all ingredients, I am using a magnetic stirrer to generate a lingering aftertaste and enveloping mouthfeel to my beverage. To finish this experience, I am serving my signature beverage in these beautiful hand-crafted bowls coated with coffee powder, a byproduct of coffee processing obtained during the milling stage. Now please, write down my tasting notes. You will taste sweet and sour tamarind, green apple cider with silky texture, and finish to sweet roasted malt. Judges, the world has changed, and so must we. It is time to work hand in hand with nature to make the most of what it gives us and towards a sustainable world. This is what my presentation is all about. Thank you, and enjoy your drinks. Time.
Amazing, David. Come here, how do you feel? I could feel so much energy coming from that performance. It looked like you were working incredibly hard.
Esto es fantástico, muy, muy fantástico.
So he's actually very excited.
But also still needs to breathe. If there was one thing that you want to say, you can say through your translator, that for the guys at home in Peru, you can say also in Spanish, it's fine. So to share about your journey and the support they've given you.
¿Quieres decir algo en casa, a los que están en casa? También en español está bien.
¿Con micrófono?
En español, español.
Sí. Me siento un poco quebrado, pero muy orgulloso de mi país. Y lo que se vive acá es muy grande.
You've done the work.
He's very proud of his country and what he's experiencing now, and he wants to thank you all.
So we're going to hear a little more from you later from the Simonelli booth, but you can relax. In a second, you say thank you to your judges, clean up some of your things, and then you've done the work. You should be incredibly proud. We're going to talk to some of your team over there, so we'll find out a little bit more about what's happened. So, gracias.
Okay. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Okay, so we're going to be joined by Coach and the translator, but we can hear a little more about the story. Please introduce yourselves first.
Gino Kanashiro, de Perú, y soy el entrenador de David. Venimos entrenando más de 1 año y medio ya.
He's Gino Kanashiro from Peru, and is the coach of David. And they've been training for 1.5 years.
So, with that time, it is difficult to maintain the motivation, particularly when you've had a great idea and you had a plan for when you would deliver it, and then you've had to wait. So how did you manage that time?
Claro, cancelaron 3 campeonatos mundiales. Grecia, ¿no?
They delayed the free
Melbourne.
championship, Greece, Belgium.
Y nosotros hemos seguido entrenando durante la pandemia.
And they've been training for along the pandemic, so it's been very hard, but they did it. Yeah.
Yeah, he really did it. That performance seemed incredibly polished, incredibly tidy, but also you could feel his passion for every step of the journey.
Eso fue un largo trabajo. Hemos tenido profesores de actuación, profesores de expresión corporal, actores, catadores, jueces, todos lo han visto para evaluarlo.
So it's been a very difficult journey, and they had public speaking professors, and they were guided by some old judges, and yeah, that's it.
Just the whole community of coffee and all the different skill sets comes together to help support David and make that work really well. I think it was really incredible. The coffee sounded amazing, as did the signature drink. So I hope we get to later maybe taste some as we get towards the final rounds and stuff like that. But thank you so much for your time and your work. We're going to go to some more sponsored videos now. But really appreciate your time and the work that your team and all of Peru have done together. So, gracias.
Thank you. Gracias.